Hello, everyone. Welcome to Metis Livestream again. My name is Elena Sinyankova. I am a CEO of Metis here with me on Zoom, part of my team. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. And I would like to thank the whole community for joining. This week is very exciting and filled with events for Metis. As you know, we're going to be launching our Andromeda this week. So this is the live stream that is one before we launch. So we're going to go, just let me share the screen. We're going to go over the agenda and we then going to start. All right. So Metis Web3 economy. So today we're going to go through Metis news. We have some important announcements, and also we would like to do one more time the questions for Metis rewards. This one would be one of the last ones before we release the main net. And also today we also have a guest speaker. So as I said before, we're going to be gradually moving all the guest speakers to our hackathon live stream that we're going to be opening on Thursdays now, because we have now lots of partners, more information to share. So they are going to be moving on Thursday, but today will be the last one that is going to be today. And today is the Colombia Fintech, and Daniela Rocha, our guest speaker, is going to be talking about the investment opportunities which you might be interested in. And we have some announcements, very important announcements to share. So first of all, we are opening applications for the Verifier nodes. So you can scan QR code if you would like to host one of the Verifier nodes. We're going to be having this application open for 2 days. So please apply using this QR code. And also you can go to the link that is shared, but link of course is too complicated, so probably QR code will be better. And also all the links will be posted of course in our Twitter and Telegram as well, so please follow. Our Metis Hackathon Q&A and Q&A live stream is going to be opening on Thursday, November 18th at 5 p.m. UTC, which is going to be same time as right now on Thursday, November 18th, and it's going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you are one of the hackathon participants, this is going to be very valuable information for you. So please join. We're also going to highlight some of the my favorite projects that right now that are already pre-submitted in the hackathon. We have some really good ones, so please stay tuned. We also have another like this week. We have 3 live streams on Friday, November 19th at 3 p.m. UTC, which is 2 hours early than right now. It's Andromeda launch live streaming. We're going to be sending one more newsletter about it. And so please join that one on Friday, November 19th. So we have very exciting and new information as well. And we also invited some of our partners that build on our layer 2, so to share their experience. And today we're going to be distributing Metis rewards, again, one of the last times. So please join our Telegram and ask the questions. And of course, who are we for? Who are building our Web3 economy for? Of course, this Web3 economy for the startups, for the enterprises. And in the first place, we are onboarding a blockchain startups that usually have a problem of high gas fees on Ethereum. They're concerned with the sidechain security, and also they cannot choose basically which blockchain to build on and how to build, expensive developer, where to store, where and how to store data, because blockchain is very expensive to store data in. Usually Ethereum, for instance, is very expensive. How to fund and where to get the seed money, how to find customers, good investors, employees, and majority of the companies now building a DAO if you are following. So all these problems is solved by Metis. And our mission is to build in transition people to blockchain to provide them environment for the decentralized business. And we would like, of course, to focus on easy to use technical and organizational solutions for those companies. How we do it? We do it a combination of 2. we build in layer 2 and at the same time built in DAO infrastructure. So our layer 2 is optimistic roll up, which scale Ethereum layer 1, providing, of course, low fee transactions, and some no-code, low-code capabilities such as built-in IPFS storage and one-click smart contracts deployments, which is the deployments of the smart contract templates. But our main value proposition is built-in DAO structure, which allows different companies, of course, to build DAO, how we call them DEC, and also to get funding and to get investors and users right on the platform for with low fees and right on chain. So our DEC's infrastructure, which is decentralized autonomous company, is way more advanced than the classic DAO infrastructure. In the classic DAO infrastructure, voting, governance, and reputation power is that what is currently used, but our DEC infrastructure is offering so much more. Also, the organizational roles, payroll, financing, donation, HR, administration, project management, communication, microservices, where projects can hook in different dApps and third-party dApps as well, and of course the investment vehicle. So with our decentralized autonomous company structure, I can assign different roles to the users, so the owners, admin, executives also can store and share the files on chain. You can also hire employees, freelancers, and do their performance management. You can give out the tasks and also do the reporting on it. You can do the payrolls, penalty taxes, as well as the membership fees, and you can do the communication via website, which will provide the built-in capability to get your organizational website right away, and also the chat rooms where you can chat with people inside your organization. And this all based on a layer 2 optimistic rollup, which is using the technology of processing transactions in the batches, therefore splitting the one high transaction gas fee into the whole batch. So therefore, transaction final for each transaction fee will be much lower. So we're following the steps of other optimistic rollups, like the classic optimistic rollups, like for example, like Optimism and Arbitrum. So committing these transactions in batches with differences. What are the differences are? So of course, since optimistic rollup switched from OVM 1 to OVM 2.0 and made themselves EVM equivalent, there's lots of good things that it brought, but one bad thing that it's brought is made them more centralized. And this is something that we would like to avoid, because we're building a decentralized platform that can function without Metis team being around. So how do we do that? Of course, we built the multi-chain structure where each project, each DEC, each decentralized autonomous company is reside on its own chain. So we roll up the chains dynamically as the decentralized companies joining our layer 2, and therefore, instead of having one sequencer that committing transactions to layer 1, we have a pool of sequencers, therefore decentralizing the architecture and removing the bottlenecks. Also, another points we have the of the decentralization. So not only the sequencers, but also the rangers that validate transactions and states. And this is something that we're building, sequencers and rangers, but verifiers, verifier nodes, they are already ready, and that's what allow us to initiate fraud proofs that are now eliminated in other optimistic rollups. But we keep ourselves decentralized, and therefore we put the application out for the nodes and just hang on for this application. And these are the use cases that we are catering for. And this is what we released already: Alpha testnet, Beta testnet, Test Swap, Metis.io, Polis, Metis.io, and Dragonfire testnet. They all been released already. Just the recent, our Stardust Explorer, you can see in the Stardust Explorer Metis.io, you can see the transactions with 2,000 wallets that were participating in the testing. So we just finished one last round of testing through the portal. People could create a DEC and join the DEC, joined decentralized autonomous companies. So we had a total of 241 decentralized companies created during this testing, and we had in total 1,726 users participating in this testing. Thank you to them. Yes, so part of this testing is also was because we are building a community with that. So we also had to test on how the rewards for the community is going to work. This is the resulting rewards of what was actually given during this testing. And we are looking forward to launching it in our mainnet right after we launch our mainnet this week. Then a week from then, you can expect us launching already the DAC creation. So stay tuned. Of course, our hackathon is still going. Live stream is going to be this Thursday on it. If you would like to join, there's still time. You can join at hackathon.metis.io. These are all the partners. I think there's not the all big because we still have partners sending us requests to join our hackathon. So please stay tuned as well for the partners. And of course, as I said, Metis Hackathon Q&A live stream is going to be on Thursday, November 18th, this Thursday at 5 p.m. UTC, so same time as this live stream right now. So what we're going to be launching these and next weeks. So we're going to be launching in actually before the end of November. So this is the all timelines before the end of November, the Verifier Nodes application. So we're going to be, it's already here. So please apply. We're going to be launching Andromeda on November 19th. And then follow that, we're going to be doing and launching a DAC staking and mining. And it's going to be done before the end of November. Again, Verifier Nodes application, the application is open. Please apply using this QR code or the link above. And Metis Andromeda release will contain, of course, the layer 2 optimistic rollup, multi-VM, multi-chain, peer nodes, EVM equivalence is there. Our Metis Explorer is already built. We have also the Metis Bridge to layer 1. We also have a policy to manage all the accounts and then also to deploy the code. We also have prepare the first DEC template to be released together with Andromeda launch, and then following Andromeda launch is going to be DEC staking and mining. So for the Andromeda release, we still have a prolonged deposit time from L1 to L2 to keep assets more secure. So please account for that. To watch and ask all the questions on Andromeda launch, please join our live stream on November 19th at 3 p.m. UTC, which is going to be 10 a.m. Toronto time or whatever time you live on. 3 p.m. UTC is probably good one for the universal time. After that, we keep working and we're going to be launching a cross-chain third-party fast bridge. Then we also load balancing, and then we already started working Metis native fast bridge ranger system. Transaction costs will go lower next year, and also IPFS technology, IPFS storage is going to be developed next year. So we're on a building phase. And for blockchain startups, we provide low Ethereum gas with fast transactions and no bottlenecks because we eliminated them with our multi-chain structure. Also easy to build on. We prepare and implement already one-click smart contract deployments, and we're preparing for IPFS storage, which is going to be available next year. Also, funding is already available. So projects can create their own tokens, tokenize on Metis, and also all project participating in builder mining. They will be getting Metis tokens from every transaction. So that's how we reward our first adopters. And of course, since we have investors and users already on the platform, the project, the startups can use this user base via the DAC structure. Our Metis layer 2 ecosystem is growing every day. So even this new chart is already outdated. So please keep following us to see new partnerships that we're making every day. Every day we're making many partnerships. And our Genesis DAC launched. And it consists of our initial investors, and also other investors keep joining this DAC. So in order to join, please go to metis.io grants, and you can apply to get grant via this from this DAC. So we used to have $10,000 grants, which were already gone, but you still can get the grants from 100 million Genesis DAC. And of course, once you join our ecosystem, you're part of our family, and we'll provide you all the marketing support to all our now huge community. And of course, we can include you into the builder mining program as well, when your dApp will be generating an income on Metis platform with every transaction that you make here on Metis. So please apply at metis.io/grants. And join our hackathon. This is going to be a great gateway if you don't have a company, but you have an idea of a dApp, or you already have a dApp that you build and that you can port to Metis layer 2. Or you can port actually someone else's open source dApp as well, and also get rewarded for that from $1 million prize pool. And of course, again, Verifier Nodes applications open. And we are hiring developers, we're hiring DevOps. If you have a Solidity experience, you probably fit for the so we consider your resume. Please send your resume to contact@metis.io so we can consider joining with your team. Our team is growing, it's huge, it's fun to work, fun environment to work in. All remote, of course, but nevertheless fun. My credentials, so if you would like to follow me, Elena Cryptochicks at Twitter and also at my LinkedIn, please be my guest. And join our website, subscribe to our website so you can receive our newsletter about all our offers and events. And also please go to our Telegram and Twitter, which both Metis DAO, and you can subscribe there too for our news. And the questions, we're going to be taking the questions now before we have our guest, the speaking guest that join. If you already have questions, so please, team, please post the questions here. I see already the questions are coming. So we're going to be taking the questions now. All right, so I have Kevin join me to answer the questions. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay. Oh, Actually, the first question is quite interesting.
Yeah, please read it out loud.
It's asking us about we are trying to disrupt the market. So why did we decide to build on a layer 2 infrastructure on top of Ethereum?
Instead of layer 1 blockchain, which is Ethereum is a layer 1 blockchain.
Yeah.
So this question is not quite valid, so I don't understand. So Ethereum, it is a layer 1 blockchain. If you would like to ask something else, or maybe rephrase your question, it would greatly help us, because the way it's phrased right now, it's not really, doesn't make
Regarding
sense.
the opportunity in the future to integrate other layer 1 network, yes, it is in the plan, but I think currently our focus is still Ethereum. This is the largest ecosystem in the whole blockchain world. So let's fix this the most painful questions in the largest blockchain ecosystem. I think that's the valid positioning for us for now.
I think the first question is referring to why we decided to build on top of Ethereum rather than construct our own layer 1.
The layer 1s.
Yeah. Rather than construct
hopefully
our own.
That would make sense if it was like this.
Yes. Yeah. So in short, the reason why we've chosen to build on Ethereum is because the Ethereum is the largest ecosystem currently for both developers and DeFi, but also Ethereum is also the more secure and decentralized out of all the blockchains out there. But it does have those problems, namely the scalability issues. So we're going and we're solving those scalability issues related to Ethereum so that we can make Ethereum usable by using Metis.
Also about the question of quantum technology threats, I think that's a assumption question. What if? So what if this happens? You should think from another way. We will have people, maybe not us. We can also use this technology to protect the blockchain. So you might not just see it as a threat. Maybe it's another technology or another opportunity for the blockchain to upgrade.
To evolve, yes. Exactly. So if the quantum, quantum technology will be developed and adopted, yes. So maybe it's going to be a new opportunity for the blockchain. Yeah, quite correct. Kevin, I also look at this way. And then when it happened, we will find solutions, right? So this is a hypothetical question.
I also want to respond to the problem to the question of dropping the price.
So can you read the questions in full so how that people can understand, because they don't read the questions.
Okay, yeah, the question is how will we tackle the issue of VCs, venture capitals dropping the price in future? These fluctuations are disturbing to new investors. Yeah, we totally understand this. And to be frankly, we are a decentralized project. We have no control over the price. What we can do is to build our project to deliver and to grow our ecosystem. I believe people will see the value. And for these venture capitals, they are our early supporters. We appreciate their help. But of course, we reserve our own attitude about their dumping. So again, this is a community project. We have no control over the price. So I hope you can see the value and see what we are building for the future.
Yes, and also same true for all the projects that are building right now on a different, doesn't matter layered one, layer two systems, Metis layer system on Optimism, on Arbitrum. So all the projects, if they have this utility tokens in their design, right? So they face is the same thing for everyone in the blockchain. So it's not a question only for Metis, let's say. And if you are doing any investments, so first of all, you have to be quite educated to do the investments, and you should never invest any money into anything if you're not willing to lose it. So this is the rule. So you just invest the money that you are willing to lose. And that's true for every blockchain, non-blockchain, stocks, bonds, like anything that you invest in, you invest money that you're willing to lose. Not an investment advice though, because I'm not an investment advisor, and it would be good to talk to the financial advisors about that.
Yes, the Metis token actually, as we mentioned, is a utility token. And you can see when we launch the mainnet, Andromeda, starting from that, you will use Metis token as a gas cost. And also you can use it to stake and to participate in the DAC operations, governance, management, and a lot of other usage will be applied to Metis token. So please remember, Metis token is the utility token that can be leveraged and used in the Metis ecosystem.
There's a question related to validators in the Metis ecosystem and verifiers as well.
Can you please read the question?
This is just a general question regarding the verifiers. So documentation is currently being worked on. We are going to release it along with all the information related to how to set it up, node requirements, as well as the amount of essentially the amount of reward that you do in order to secure the network. So essentially, all that information will be laid out in the document. And as it is still currently being worked on, I don't want to make any announcements to that could be changed. But anyways, there's a document, it'll be sent out.
Also in the verifier application form, please read the information. So we have written the information in there. So if you join that QR code, there is some information. So please, if you have any questions to that, what we posted there, please ask right now.
Is the team planning any contest events to the Andromeda launch for the community, or some kind of surprise for the Metis team? Well,
it would be ruining surprise if we talk about it right now.
Yeah. So yeah, please join our live streaming.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a question related to what will Metis do to meet the requirements of asset scalability, security, privacy, and other characteristics? Can we expect to see a combination of layer 1 and layer 2 technologies on Metis? So currently, I guess that's a big question, but I'll break it down. So first is that any technology, any smart contracts that are built on top of Ethereum can be built on Metis as well. So essentially think of Metis just as a scaling solution. So you take the contracts that you're building on Ethereum, minus the tremendous gas costs, minus the slow transaction speeds, and you have Metis. So that's basically the layer 2 technology, just speeds up and makes it much more cheaper to make those transactions. And the first part of the question is in relation to scalability, security, privacy. So scalability is built into layer 2. So with the transaction bundling, the security is built with the verifiers, validators within the system. The privacy, so currently it's self-managed. So you would have to manage your own privacy just as on Ethereum. but everything is open, everything is transparent, everything is verifiable. So that's the goal of having a public ecosystem, is that everything is public, everything is visible. And so that's the goal, and that's where our direction is headed.
Thank you. There's next question. You have done many partnerships, as we saw, almost daily post on Telegram. Out of all, which partnership you think will be most beneficial? So this is the question. So like, who is your favorite child? So this is really hard to say and really hard for us to choose any, favorites or beneficial or something. So we will see. Actually, we will. It's going to be probably a surprise as well. So if you would like to become a partner and be, the most beneficial, please, by all means, do that. Join us, all in your hands. And we also providing you not only the tools, but all our programs that we support you with grants. We support you with the funding from the builder mining. So please join. And of course, among all our partners, they all our favorites. That's why that's why we selected them.
From the stage perspective, I would say we welcome some, infrastructure level projects for now, because, some of DeFi projects will need this to be built on. So among all these projects, this will be of our top priority to get on board. And what kind of NFT and DeFi apps are being built on Metis currently? Actually, we do have, and we also have been received application like every day from our community. So again, I don't want to spoil the fun for now. We hope to announce the project that officially released on Andromeda once it is done. So please stay tuned with us.
There's a question, not sure if it was answered already. How can you make Metis more accessible to mainstream developers that don't know how to use Solidity? So that's one of the main features that we're building is the smart contract templates. So the ability to create a smart contract, and provision it from an interface, and then connect it to an application. So that's what we're building. We want users to come in and be able to create an ERC20 token or an NFT directly from the interface. So we want to provide a solution to people that might not know how to code specific smart contracts by having those templates. We want to make it an open and shareable templates as well. So we're currently working on that, and will be released shortly.
Question of the many rollups, what makes Metis the most unique? Of course, this is our DAC infrastructure that we were talking about during this live stream. So the fact that we are creating multi-chain dynamically with every new DAC rolled out, and this DAC can set their own unique permissions, making their own company very unique. Set permissions like you can configure your DAC to be a non-profit, for-profit, community, volunteer organization, different types. So therefore, that's what is our offer to the community. Come create your own organization and start doing business in the Web3 world.
So how is Metis working with regulators for tax implications related to revenue generated in DACs? Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, we have a long to-do list to make the DAC a fully functional one. As you can see, at the first stage, we will launch some very simple template for people to create a DAC, join a DAC, to conduct some simple tasks and get rewards. And we are actively looking for and talking with different jurisdictions about the tax regulations. So that's all in the plan, but we will, from the reality part, I think it's gonna happen step by step.
So I think we are also right now running a little bit over time because we will have to let our speaker in. And at this point, probably we're going to close the questions for Metis, and we're going to be opening the stage for our speaker. So let me just prep for that. I scroll through the slides. Thank you so much, Kevin and Pavel, for answering the questions. So guys, you still can post the questions in the chat because we will be answering them offline and also rewarding you. Thank you so much for that many questions today. And today I would like to welcome Daniela Rocha, Operations Manager at Colombia Fintech. So Daniela, I know you joined, you are here. So let me just stop sharing my screen. And yes, hi Daniela.
Hi, thank you very much for the invitation. Hi everybody, how is everything going? I hope everything is okay. I was invited here to talk to you about how is the Colombian fintech ecosystem and how can you focus your business models to this market. So if you let me share my computer, my screen.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect. So as you mentioned, I'm Daniela Rocha. I'm the operations manager at Colombia Fintech. I am in charge of basically manage all the everything that happens at the association and at the industry. And this is important to mention because what I'm going to tell you is basically what are we looking forward in the next period of time, okay? So Colombia Fintech basically was born in 2016. We are going to be 5 years old this December. And we started with 14 companies that were needing different regulatory issues. Basically, they were fighting for their own segments or their own verticals in the fintech industry, and they needed something that represent them at the Congress or at the government. So at that time, there were 14 companies, and now 2021, we are more than 250 companies that we are representing to the government. This is important to tell because we not only represent fintechs, we also gather financial companies that are in the traditional market. Like, sorry, 1 second, please. For example, traditional banks, consultancy companies, software providers, or recently, I forgot the word, sorry. Like utilities companies that are like becoming fintechs or that are going to start with a fintech product, okay? We have 3 goals. Basically, this is what the industry looks forward, and is basically to become the first fintech investment destination in Latin America. To achieve that, what we do as Colombia Fintech is basically organize fintech events or investment events where we gather not only VCs but also traditional funds, angels, family offices, like all the actors that can be interested in the market. Also, since the companies are not prepared to receive investment, what we do is prepare them to do a great pitch, to have a good decks or one pagers that motivate the investors to look to this market. Okay, this is basically what we do in this specific goal. In second, in a second stage, we have to promote the fintech talent. This is basically what we do is organize panels, we organize webinars, conferences, different events that can allow or that allow people to understand what's happening in the industry. So our members or external people help us to understand what's going on with their markets. We bring, for example, the open banking exchange in the UK to understand how it's working, the open banking in Europe. So we can have them as best practices in Colombia, you know? This is just an example to mention that we always are trying to understand what's happening outside, like abroad. Also, what we try is to understand the perspectives of different actors in the industry. So, for example, we bring together a bank, a digital payment fintech, and a business lending fintech to understand different perspectives in, I don't know, digital identity, you know? So what we're trying to do is to integrate the whole ecosystem and to bring together those actors to understand their perspectives and to see what are we working for, okay? The third goal that we have is to work for the financial inclusion. So what we have understood is that this financial inclusion is directly related with the trust, you know, and with fraud. So what we do is to organize roundtables with all the members of the association to update them in the regulatory issues that are going on in the government. So, for example, a new law is coming in digital payments. So we sit together with all the CEOs of this segment and we update them in everything that is going to affect them or benefit them. This is important because we are not in the day by day of the businessman, you know. So if there's something that we are missing and we try to represent these companies to the government, it's important to hear them what can be affected for them, you know. So we organize these roundtables to understand what's going on in their business and how can we fight for their legal issues that are discussing in the government. Also, of course, you have to understand that there's no regulatory changes or updates every month. So what we do is to organize meetings where we can discuss about trends or where we can discuss about new tools or new technologies that can be implemented in the organizations for them to improve their processes or to be more effective in a few things. Okay, so this is very important because you not only like work for the networking at the association, but also you are always updated with everything that is happening. Why is this so important? Because I'm going to explain you what's the fintech ecosystem in Colombia, but this is really important because we are looking this as Latin America. We want to promote talent, we want to promote financial inclusion, and we want to promote investment in our countries. We are a part of Ibero-American Alliance, Fintech Alliance, and we look as a group for these three goals, okay? But as I mentioned, we not only represent fintechs, we also represent banks, consultancy companies, software providers, and different affiliates or corporates. But in Colombia, you're going to find 9 segments or 9 verticals. And what I'm going to explain you is what we see that is going to be developed in our country, specifically in Colombia. Of course, in the rest of the world, you have heard about these segments, but probably in other terms or in other words, or I don't know. You can find as neobanking everything related with payments, but we are going to separate them. Okay, so what you're going to see here is 9 verticals of the fintech industry in Colombia. In first place, I'm going to tell you that in Colombia, you're going to find like the most, the largest number of companies are going to be placed in digital lending and digital payments. After the pandemic, I have seen, this is my personal opinion, but I have seen an improvement in the RegTech companies, okay? I think that's because you are going to need more tools to decide what are you going to do with your customer. So this new age of RegTech and scoring and KYC is going to be really strong in the next few years. But to begin, in Colombia, you find business lending and consumer lending. I have to say that consumer lending is the biggest one, is the most developed, and is not regulated by the financial entity in Colombia. Is regulated by the commercial law. Is a commercial activity in this country. We have seen less initiatives in business lending. This is important to mention because this is a segment that is going to be really strong in the next few years if you decide to do something with this segment. Is a great opportunity in the country because different small and medium companies need this lending and this credit, and they are not going to find it in traditional banks. So they are going to these fintechs that are, let's say, they are examining other things that less than data credit experience to decide if they are their ideal customer, you know. Sorry if this is not my first language, so it has been a while since I spoke English, so be patient, please. In second place, you find digital payments. Here you find basically gateways, wallets, and SETPES. What we define as SETPES here is basically the specialized societies in electronic deposits, which what allows companies to get the money from the customers, and it's a license that the Superintendencia Financiera provides. In third place, you find the corporate finance. Is basically the factoring and confirming, the traditional ones taken to the technology part. You find interesting initiatives. There's one, for example, named Mesfix, is crowd factoring. It's a really interesting initiative, and it's only one. So I'm mentioning this because it's a huge opportunity. You can also find online portfolio management. Basically, is what every lending needs to get the money from the customers that are not paying back, and is getting really strong as well. In fourth place, you find everything related with personal finance management and wealth tech. I have to say that is not that developed in Colombia, as you like if you compare with other countries. You find here basically fintechs that are focusing on education and financial planning. A few ones in robo-advisors and platforms for PFM, but the initiatives are really like counted with this hand. So again, it's a huge opportunity. In robo-advisors, you find one that is really interesting is wallet with you. Wallet is basically the one that is taking the whole market. So it's a huge opportunity. In fifth place, you find blockchain and crypto. I know that you basically know more about this segment than me, because I know like the whole story of fintech in Colombia, but this whole segment is a whole new world. Uh, Even though a few years ago it was considered as a taboo or something that was not regulated in Colombia, it has taken really strength, but it's still like with small steps, you know. You find here exchange platforms. Basically is like the companies that are doing the most interesting things in these segments. Also, you find software as a service for financial services and smart contracts. This is what you see. And if you compare with other parts of the world, this is nothing. Blockchain, you can apply it to everything in the world, every industry. And in Colombia, it hasn't been developed that much. I think that is basically because of the regulation. And this is something that we work for, like to habilitate or to promote these new initiatives, like to make the companies grow and create new models, you know. In sixth place, you find the RegTech. As I mentioned, this is something that I think it became really strong with the pandemic, and it's basically we have one law project that is named Borrón y Cuenta Nueva. It's basically something that you can, if you took a lending, and you are I don't know how to say that in English, you haven't paid, you go to Experian and
maybe
TransUnion.
I can interrupt. In Colombia, we have some sort of blacklist of where
Exactly.
companies and
Exactly.
banks are supposed to report people that is late in the payments. So the law that Daniela is speaking about is one that is proposing to delete all the old records and start with a new system of reporting for people that is behind in commercial or financial payments.
Perfect. You should do this presentation. Uh, the idea of these new technologies in RegTech is basically to take different information about a person and give it to the lending companies, you know, to have more data to decide if they're the ideal customer to give the money to them. So this is something I like very small in the RegTech segment, but you can also find everything related with KYC, fraud prevention, risk management, and everything about regulatory intelligence. In seventh place, you find crowdfunding. This is, in my opinion, is the most fintech segment in the whole industry. And in Colombia, you don't find that much initiatives going on. Again, comparing to other parts of the world, in Colombia, you find a few companies that are doing these kind of things. For example, donations, crowdfunding for donations. You find Arma Tu Vaca or Baki, but for example, in investment crowdfunding or equity crowdfunding, you can also find a few initiatives, for example, Ascenso from the Bolsa de Valores, from the stock in Colombia, and a few things related with how do you say, el sector inmobiliario.
Real estate.
Thank you very much. Real estate, for example, Inverti is, and again, it's a huge opportunity because you don't find that much things in crowdfunding in Colombia, and it's definitely because of regulation. And we are always trying to move this forward, to like to promote or to make these people creating more initiatives like this. In eighth place, we find the neobanks is basically the idea of not utilizing the physical place of the banks and take everything to the technology part, to a smartphone or to a tablet to make everything easier. And you find initiatives from traditional banks, but also not only banks, like fintechs that are doing the new banks from scratch. And in last place, you find insurtech. Some people who separate insurtech from fintech to mix this up, and I have to say that the insurtech is not developed that much in Colombia, but it's not going to be because of the regulation. It's more because of like a willing thing, if you can say it like that. Is a matter of willing, and it's basically because of the digital transformation process of the insurance companies, of the traditional insurance companies. But what you can find here is basically insurance comparators, insurance policies or peer-to-peer, and wallets that can just offer you a few insurance policies. So basically, this is what we represent in Colombia. In Colombia Fintech, we try to develop all this public policy. We position the brands of the fintechs. We are working for all the networking that the companies can do to promote this talent, to generate different cross-sectional scenarios, and everything is related with all of this because we are trying to move forward these initiatives that are going on. And again, as I mentioned, we not only speak from the Colombian side because we are at the Alianza Iberoamericana de Fintech. So we are trying to move forward all these initiatives around Latin America. So again, thank you very much for the invitation. This was like really short time to discuss a little bit what we represent in Colombia and what are the opportunities for you to develop your business models. So thank you very much for the invitation. I don't know if there's some questions or something that you can mention.
Thank you very much to you for giving us this view of the Colombian fintech space. I would like also to remind people that Colombia Fintech does have a lot of information available on their webpage. And if any of the hackathon participants that are willing to build for this market could possibly need information, they can reach to Daniela Rocha and Colombia Fintech to find more information about what's going on, because they are the ones that have the full scope of the trending technologies and what's happening in the market. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Daniela. So guys, if you have questions for Daniela, you can please put it in the chat so we can answer them. And as well, I would like to remind you that our Metis Hackathon Q&A live stream is going to be on Thursday, November 18th, at the same time as we're doing our usual live streams at 5 p.m. UTC. Our Andromeda launch live stream is going to be on Friday, November 19th at 3 p.m. UTC. And also, please apply for the Verifier nodes if you wish to on scanning this QR code or also on the link. Join our Telegram and Twitter to get this link there. And I think that's the end of our live stream for today. So again, if you have any questions, please drop it in the Telegram chat. We answer them. Our Telegram chat at Metis DAO. Our Twitter is Metis DAO. Please reach us on Twitter as well, and our website metis.io. I would like to thank again Daniela for speaking for us today. And as well, I would like to thank my whole team for attending and answering questions. And I would like to thank you all, our audience, for joining us today for the live stream, asking us questions. We're going to be doing the Metis rewards again for this live stream. So thank you so much for being with us. We wait for you on Thursday for the hackathon live stream, and then Friday, our launch. Thank you and have an awesome rest of the day.